Hello, my little yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with another tutorial just for you. And today I'm going to show you an exceedingly easy stitch. You guys are going to love this. It's called the linked loops stitch. Very, very simple, awesome texture, and I really think you're going to like it. And this, I think, would be an awesome stash buster indeed. Now, I did color coordinate it, because this is, well, it's what I had lying around. This is with Red Heart Super Saver. It's a 4-ply worsted weight yarn. And because with me, single crochets, I happen to stitch very tightly, I used a size K 6.5 millimeter hook. Although, of course, as always, you can use whatever works for you, and I encourage it. And so basically how this works, it's a series of single crochets and chain stitches. What could be easier, right? Personally, I think this would look incredible as a blanket, perhaps a baby blanket, scarf, perhaps. Also, the back side doesn't look too shabby either, to be perfectly frank. Now, I didn't sew in my ends, but I'm going to show you how to deal with those too. And also, this, I think, would actually make a really nice cowl as well. So, without further ado, let's get started. Alright, starting right in with row 1. What you need for your base chain is a multiple of 4 chains. So, I went ahead and I did 16 chain stitches, and this is, you're going to love how simple this is, really. Alright, so what you need to do is add just 1 extra chain, which is your turning chain, and then single crochet 4 single crochets. So that's 2, 3, and 4. By the way, your first single crochet is in the second chain from the hook, just so that it's said. So I've got 4 single crochets. Then this is where the loops come in. Chain 12, going directly from that single crochet, that 4th single crochet, chain 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then going back to your chain, also be sure to try not to twist your chain that you just made, going back into your foundation chain, right here, 4 more single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, yes, I know this looks really weird, but it'll make sense as we go on, trust me, okay? So, after doing 4 single crochets, chain 12 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Then going back to your foundation chain, 4 single crochets once again. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Keep in mind, you're not skipping any chains. You're going directly 4 single crochets, and then after the 4th, chain 12, and then into the very next chain, another single crochet. Okay, so you're not skipping anything on the base chain, just so that you're aware. So, I've got 4 left. So, I need to do another chaining of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then into the last 4 chains, a single crochet into each. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And believe it or not, that is the most complex row out of this entire repeat, which is a fabulous thing. All right, so that is the end of row 1. Alrighty, row 2. So for row 2, this is easy peasy. Just chain 1, turn your work, and then it's just a matter of single crochets all the way across. So that should be 16, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, yes, this looks a little bit weird, but you're going to push the loop back, okay? You want this to be, this is the wrong side that you're working on, okay, not the facing side. So, basically, you're pushing the loop back, and sometimes it even helps if you sort of grab the loop with this hand, okay, and sort of pulling it over to the side and going into the next single crochet, which, see, that's where the chain is. So this is my single crochet. So going right in. Also, it helps if you sort of scooch your work together just a little bit, so it's not too gappy, okay? So that's 5, 6, 7, and 8. We got our loop here, so sort of scooching it to the side, you know, to the back, making sure that we're going to be going into our next single crochet, which is right here, okay, right there. Sort of scooched together. That's 1, and 2, and 3, and 1 more. 4, and we got another loop, so scooch that, finding our next single crochet, which is right here. So that's 1, and 2, and 3, and then last one, 4. Da 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 da! And that is the end of row 2. So as you can see, all of your loops should be facing you right now. And for every increment of 4, every multiple of 4 is going to give you another loop. Alrighty? Alrighty. So we've got 2 more rows to get through, and we shall do that too. Alrighty. Alrighty, row 3. So for row 3, again, it is the same thing really as row 2, but a little bit easier. So after chaining 1, you turn your work, and quite simply just do a single crochet into each single crochet. And you can count, to make sure that you have the right number, which, hey, it's advisable, does not hurt to count. So you'll have, if you're following this size swatch, it'll be 16 single crochets. Nothing could be simpler. Frankly, I'm not a huge fan of pieces that are done with single crochets. However, the loops really make all the difference. Okay. So that, that quite simply is the end of the 3rd row, okay? And then, yeah, row 4. Chain 1, turn the work, and do the exact same thing. Single crochet into each single crochet. And that actually makes up a full repeat, believe it or not. Ripley's, believe it or not. And that is really all that you have to do. Now, you can, by all means, you can do this entire piece using one continual strand of yarn. Yes, you can. However, it is a lot more visually interesting if you use different colors of yarn. That's where the stash busting really comes into play. So I only have one more single crochet to do, and I'm going to leave that for the next row for the repeat to show you what I'm talking about, because working in ends is a beast. Nobody likes to do it, me especially. So I'm going to show you how to do that as you go. So that is a full repeat of rows 1 through 4. And we shall continue on with the green. Alrighty. Alrighty, back to row 1, and we're doing the repeat now. Now, finishing up the last row, just so that I can show you, we need to swap colors, right? So, to do that, I didn't finish the last stitch of the last row. What you want to do is start your single crochet, then grab your new color of yarn, and just finish up the stitch with your new color, like so. I'm going to do that again just because I love you guys. So finishing up the last stitch, and then instead of pulling through 2, nope, you grab your new color and pull that through, and that is the end of your previous row, starting in with a new color. Now, here's the fun part. Fun part is yes, we have tails to sew in, theoretically, every 4 rounds. So that's going to be a lot of ends, right? Well, not necessarily. So to start row 1 for the repeat, you would be chaining 1, turn your work. Now, you have these 2 tails, which I'm going to hold to the back, okay? You have those 2 tails. Now, going in to the next single crochet, okay, what you do is you grab your tails and place them over the hook, like so, and then with your working yarn, you can work over those 2 tails, trapping them underneath your stitches, okay? Makes it a lot easier, a lot easier. So then you're doing 4 single crochets, right? So we did 1, and then going underneath the next, into the next stitch, trapping these tails. Now this may seem to be painfully obvious to some, not so to others, but I figure, it's worth sharing because this will save you a tremendous amount of work in the long run. Also, you can also, yes, tie the 2 ends in a knot here first and then work over them. By all means, if you want to, secure them even further, you can. So I did my 4 single crochets. Well, I have to chain 12, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So then going back to our single crochets, I'm going to continue crocheting over my tails just for a bit. So going into that next single crochet stitch, working over my tails. Yes, yes, yes. Come on. There we go. And voila. Now, obviously you can see your tails. That's an easy fix, trust me. So I'm just going to keep on going just for a bit, and I'll show you how to deal with these obnoxious little tails. So I crocheted a single crochet, and I need 3 more. Again, working over my tails. So that's 2. And 3. And 1 more. And 4. All right. I'm going to do this once more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, going back to the single crochets right into here. working over my tails. So that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 more. 4. Okay, now I am just going to drop my tails like so, and I'm just going to do the chaining. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, lay them straight, 9, 10, do it again, 11, 12. Oh man. All right, and then 4 more single crochets at the base here. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that would be the end of the repeat for row 1. So now I've got green loops. Okay, now here's what you can do as far as dealing with your tails. What I like to do, this is just me, okay, what I like to do is I like to pull on my tails, okay, and yes, that scrunches up the work, yes, however, it makes sure that there's no slack. Then, after pulling them, you can then pull your piece a little bit, straightening it out, okay, so that it has an even tension with all of your loops. Now, I would suggest perhaps doing this later after you have a number of these going on here. And yes, you can see that there are the tails right there, okay? But that's okay, because we're going to keep working. You know, we're going to keep doing, moving, grooving, shaking, all that fun stuff, all right? Okay, so then what I would like to do is just snip, snip my tails off of there, and they are worked into the piece. All right, so we're going to keep going on with the repeat of rows 2, 3, and 4, okay? And I'm going to show you how we're going to also deal with the connecting of these loops. Alrighty. Alrighty, row 2. So, I'm going to chain 1, turn the work, and it's just really a single crochet into each single crochet. Easy as that. It's all repetition from here on in. So that's 4. Then scooching over to the next single crochet on the other side of the chain. And that's 2, 3, and 4. Being sure, of course, to push your loops to the back, just like you did with the purple ones. In my case, the purple ones. So that's 1. See, that's loose. That's loose. I want that tighter. That's okay. We can do that. There we go. See, that's a bit better. And then 2, and 3, and 1 more, and 4, and then push that loop back, and then 4 more. Now, you remember how those tails were visible? Well, very much less so, don't you think? Pretty neat, huh? See, also, see, this is where the tails are, where I snipped them. And you can adjust them, you know, and so on and so forth. So you just have 1 more single. And that's the end of row 2. So now you got all these crazy loops going on, right? Well, got row 3, and we're doing the same thing. It's just chain 1, and then a single crochet in each. Perhaps actually what you might want to do instead, just sort of backtracking here, is instead of pulling and cutting your tails on the row that I did, do it at the end of row 2 or row 3 so that it's a bit more established. Just a little suggestion, little retroactive suggestion, because your chain sort of separates your single crochets just a little bit on that first row. Anything to make the process just a little bit easier. All right, so that's the end of row 3. Then for row 4, same deal. Chain 1, turn the work, and single crochet into each single crochet. It's as easy as that. And then I'm going to do one of these repeats off camera, okay? And then I'm going to show you how to go about linking and stabilizing your loops so that you too can go about finishing this project. Now, yes, all of these loops are sort of helter-skelter all over the place right now, but after you've made this piece as big as you want it, that's when the fun comes in, where you actually link them all together. And I'm going to show you. But like I said, off camera, I'm going to do another repeat, and then I'll show you what to do. All right? I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I did a little bit of stitching on the side, and I only did 3 of the rows for this last repeat, and I'm going to show you why. Because this is going to be my finishing, as it were, row, in which all of the links are going to be connected and secured to the last row. So, that being said, now, what you can quite easily do, it's like, all right, so you got your loop, right? And then you take your green, pull it through the purple, okay? And then you have your next purple, and you pull that through the green. Easy enough, right? And there you go. Or you can make it a little bit more interesting, which is what I liked to do for my piece right here. I didn't just pull it through, I twisted it first, which I thought made it look just a little bit nicer. And I'm going to show you what I mean. All right, so what I did was, all right, so there's your loop. Well, I give it a good little twist. Then I pulled my green loop through. And then I gave that a little twist. And then I pulled my purple one through. And then you would give it a twist. However, I still have the rest of this top row to contend with. All right, so, and I'm just going to do that when I get there. So that's all set, right? Okay, so now, since I'm at the finishing row, which would be a row 4, going to chain 1, turn the work, and I got my loop here, okay? So, after chaining 1, you do 1, 2, 3, and 4 single crochets. Then you grab your loop and you make sure that it is twisted. If you are twisting it, make sure that it is twisted in the right direction, which, let's see, that would be that way, right? Okay. So it's twisted. And it can be a little bit fiddly, but hey, some things are worth it, right? So I did my 4 single crochets, then going through the 5th single crochet, go through there, through the 5th, go through the loop as well, and single crochet together. Ta-da! And it is secured. Booyah. All right, and I'm going to do that again and again for you. So, I got my little loop, give it a little twist, pull through the green, give it a little twist, and pull through the purple. All right, now I'm going to play catch up. All right, so now keep in mind that this is the 5th single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if that's 5, well, I only need to do 3 more because we're keeping even with the count, right? So that's the 5th. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So then the next one is going to be another one of the linkings. So give it that twist. Okay. And then going through the next single, okay, going through the chain, go through both, and single crochet it. Ta-da! All right. So we'll do it one more time. And this is the only like real fiddly row, this last one really. All right, so that was what? That was 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, 9th was the one. So 9, 10, 11, 12, right? Yep. And then gotta link up our loops. So a little twist, pull through, little twist, pull through, little twist, and then going through, and through that loop too, and then pull through both, shaboom. Finish up your single crochets for the rest of the row, and you are all set. Da 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 da. And as you can see, I only have the beginning end and this end because I worked in my ends when I changed over there as well. So you don't have to deal with all those ends bothering you. I know they bother me. And we have our linked loops stitch. It's easy as that. It's a lot of fun. This, like I said, it would make a great stash buster. Very colorful, very, very tactile, and, you know, it's fun. So listen, if you like this tutorial, please give me a little thumbs up button down below to show your support because I appreciate your appreciation. Also, if you have any comments, I would love to hear from you as always. And if you haven't hit subscribe, please do so because I try to post as often as I can, whether it's knitting, crocheting, audiobook narration, or on my other YouTube channel, Fiber Spider Games. I play games and give cute little commentaries. And so until next time, I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, and above all, stay stitching. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.